Hello everyone, welcome to the City of Healing, where the city resides within. This is your sister, Sanette Angela. Wanted to come forth and talk a little bit about oral or mouth probiotics. I know we talk a lot about the microbiome in the gut, but there is also a microbiome in the mouth, even though they are related, because what's in the mouth is in the gut, and what's in the gut is in the mouth. It's systemic. It's Ayurvedic practice. Ayurvedic meaning whole body. The mouth is the gateway to good or bad health. So talking about the microbiome of the mouth is very, very important. And I know I've done a few videos on oral care, about my story, about my experience with dentists and possible teeth extraction, how I basically save my gums and my teeth, and my routine of how I attempt to take care of my oral hair. And I'm currently working on it and also learning new things as I go. But it's also important, I wanted to add in, and I don't think I can fit everything into one video, so that's why there's like a couple different videos, some saying the same thing, adding something else. But I think they're all still very essential to look into, research, discuss with your dentist or your doctor as well. But the purpose of this video, if you haven't been introduced or know about oral or mouth probiotics, I wanted to speak on it a little bit, because there are specific bacteria that are good bacteria that are specific just for the mouth. And I don't care how much you clean your mouth, there's still going to be some that exist in your mouth, whether they be good or bad. I know I've mentioned my experience with oil pulling and its benefits, as well as using certain procedures, certain washes, certain toothpaste, etc., etc. All of that kind of, in a way, strips your mouth of the good and bad bacteria. And knowing that we are not replacing it with the good bacteria so they can outnumber the bad bacteria, so that we can prevent things like tooth decay, gingivitis, or halitosis, or the progression or the worsening of any of those conditions. So when we're stripping away the bad bacteria, because we know that coconut oil pulling is antimicrobial, killing and warding off bacteria that's not only necessarily good, but good and bad. Parasites, all types of things live in our gums, our roots, etc., etc., all in our mouth, that the waste products can cause certain processes in our mouth to worsen our gum disease or our cavities or halitosis. So that's why mentioning, and it's very important to know about a healthy microbiome by consuming probiotics for the mouth. And I would suggest, and even if you would like to discuss with your dentist or your doctor, when you're doing your dental procedure, which I mentioned, I do some oil pulling, not every day. Also, I use bentonite clay at times, not too much, because even though it remineralizes some, because the teeth and the gums and the tongue is very porous, so it sucks in some of those materials. I don't do that often with the bentonite clay, because it's also harsh on the teeth. And it can, even though it's good for the teeth, using it every day can weaken enamel or scrub away on the enamel of your teeth. So that's my thought anyway. So I wouldn't use that, even every week. It's like a once in a while to help extract and remineralize your teeth and your gums with the trace minerals that it needs. But you using your mouthwashes and you flossing, you're doing this and getting rid of all of this bacteria in your mouth, as well as if you're oil pulling, sometimes I put in the oil, maybe some oregano, maybe some tea tree, not so much tea tree, but oil of oregano and black seed oil, a couple of drops in there, and that also enhances getting rid of bad bacteria or any bacteria in your mouth, including the good bacteria. So replacing that is very important, which we don't get a chance to do because we're constantly eating foods that promote the growth of the bad bacteria, such as starches and grains, because as soon as we eat simple carbs, simple sugar, they stick to the mouth and promote dental caries and bacteria in the mouth. So stripping it away with all the things that we do when we doing oral care, we don't replenish the microbiome in the mouth. So there are several different oral probiotics or mouth probiotics online. You can research it and do your due diligence as to what you think is the best. Mostly it's specific for the mouth. A lot of lactobacillus, at least I believe 500 to 800 of different species of bacteria that live in your mouth. And even some parasites, believe it or not. I worked in the lab before and we scraped the, we've seen under microscope, scrapes from the cheek and from the gum, and you see all types of amoebas and parasites and moving things that exist in the mouth all on its own. So that's why it's important. And they sometimes leave behind, eggs and young so they can promote more growth. But the good bacteria will help ward that off. So, but like I said, you can research online different types of probiotics. A very popular one, I believe, is Oral Health Probiotics, Orvo. Burst is another popular one. ProDental is another one. Hyperbiotics. You can, like I said, research online. I'm not promoting any particular line. And I like to do it after I do everything, including scraping the tongue, because a lot of bacteria, the tongue has a lot of layers that can harbor bacteria as well. So scraping the tongue is important. And then replenishing with the good bacteria in the mouth. I chew it and swish it around. And it's very important as well that you can produce saliva, because that has extra good benefits as well. It helps maintain the pH in your mouth, which is kind of more alkaline than acidic. You don't want your mouth to be as acidic, but the good bacteria helps balance it so it's not so acidic to harbor so many germs and cause all of these adverse reactions and promoting gingivitis and inflammation in the mouth. So if you haven't heard about oral or mouth probiotics, look into it, research it. If you have to, ask your dentist, ask your doctor. But like I said, after I do everything, stripping away, bad bacteria or good oral care, they're chewable, a probiotic, and I swish it around in my mouth and then I swallow it. But anyway, that's something to think about, something to further research. If you haven't heard about it, if you don't know about it, research it and see what you think. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for visiting the city. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Take care.